I would say in terms of the traditional college student, right? Like you guys, you're in the age range of like 18 to 23, something like that. And especially, you know, in these days of a tight job market, you know, it's not graduates' faults that they're 23 and don't have too much experience when they come out. And again, even if they have a very good GPA and have impressed in the classroom, you know, the internship is something that can set one apart from their peers, especially peers, you know, with very similar credentials, except that, you know, you have that feather in your cap, which is the internship.
I think what the employer probably looks at is that here's an individual that is in an academic major and applying for a position with their company. They know they've had some prior experience of that. They will probably, the first day, they could be very productive. They don't have to go through that initial training and acclimation process and startup. They come in with a abundance of knowledge in some cases and able to apply that from day one.
You have to be engaged in a way in your internship that is more like how you'd be expected to be on the job than in the typical classroom.
I would say it was more of a matter of insights and just general experience with how things work in the field.
So from career service perspective, we tell students that it is very beneficial for them to do an internship, and that's based on actual documentation from employers. Most of the large employers do their hiring from their internship programs. They hire over 50% of their employees from their internship program. Students completing internships found employment more quickly after graduation, which kind of makes sense. It goes right along with students finding employment easier if they've got some experience. They were also more likely to be employed in their field. So experience leads to employment in your field, and they were more satisfied with the job that they had.
Basically just saying that I had an internship definitely will give me a boost for looking for jobs. Actually from the internship I was offered a job, so when I graduate in May I will be working with Kohl's again.
Irrespective of what your GPA is, you know, maybe you're a 2.5 student, maybe you're a 3.5 student, maybe you're a 4.0. But to my mind, you know, that internship with good references, you know, from the internship site has to weigh heavily in employers' decision making, you know, because why? Because there's no better proxy, you know, no class. An internship is unlike any class in terms of being a good kind of dry run.
I think an internship can really help students to take what they've learned in the classroom and apply it in a real world setting in a way that they can articulate to a future employer that they might not be able to from a classroom.
An internship is valuable to students because it helps them test out their ideas. It helps them gain the experience they need to be competitive on the job market, and it helps them build their network, which they need for finding a job.
I think everyone should have to do an internship just for the experience. I think you should have to do your job a little bit before you get hired on, and I think internship's a good way to do it.
Everybody's very, very helpful no matter where you go. I've never heard bad things about an internship. Paid and unpaid internships doesn't really matter. It just depends on if it's what you want to do and if it's something that you're passionate about.
I think probably the best thing a student can come away with, they get to learn something about themselves. They find out kind of what they're made of, so to speak.